Herzlich willkommen bei UrbanGrow, eurem Partner für Saatgut aller Art. Wir haben den Max von ROYALQUEENSEEDS zu Besuch und weil er des Englischen ein bisschen mächtiger ist als ich, wird der liebe Sebastian das folgende Interview für mich übernehmen. Ich werde am Ende noch mal kurz reinkommen, aber jetzt werde ich gleich erstmal ersetzt durch den lieben Sebastian. Habt also 3 Sekunden Zeit, euch noch einzurollen, euch noch einen Drink zu nehmen und dann bin ich ausgetauscht.
Da bin ich dann. Wie angekündigt von Sam bin ich heute mit dem lieben Max hier von ROYALQUEENSEEDS und wir werden uns ein bisschen unterhalten über seine Rolle bei ROYALQUEENSEEDS und werden das Ganze auf Englisch machen. Ich hoffe, ihr kommt alle mit. Max, welcome here in Düsseldorf. Thanks for your visit. It's a pleasure having you here. Tell me about your role at ROYALQUEENSEEDS.
Thanks for inviting me first. Super happy to be back in Düsseldorf. We've already seen each other, but super glad to be here with you guys. So my name is Max. For those who don't know me, I work for ROYALQUEENSEEDS. I'm the expert growers, also the head of international sales for selling seeds to pharmaceutical clients around the world that have a cannabis license and need starting material. So that's my job at ROYALQUEENSEEDS. And I do a lot of different jobs, like I help on growing aspects, facility building, and all those kinds of things.
That's interesting. Those are really big topics in the industry to work with.
Yes, indeed. It's been a while now that I'm working with RQS. It's been like 6 years. It's been a very long road with them, but I only seen the company growing. And many things happen in the 6 years. So
it's a big development in the past
years. There is a big, exactly, since cannabis is legal, actually, since you can actually get a license to grow cannabis and sell flower legally, whether it's in the pharmaceutical business, whether it's going to be in the recreational business, whether it's going to be even in the well-being like CBD, this is still growing cannabis, smells like cannabis, doesn't has the THC, but is still growing cannabis. So people, the industry really started for the past 5 years. So ROYALQUEENSEEDS did as well. So they've got 2 very different programs, and one of the most well-known right now is the RQS F1 Hybrid program.
That's interesting, yeah. That was a really big thing last year when it came out.
We were really happy. It's the project is not from last year. It's actually very, very, very old. It's been very old for me. 6 years that ROYALQUEENSEEDS actually started the breeding around those F1 hybrids. The work was started 6 years ago, and different people joined the team. People from very different horizon than cannabis. People that do breeding for bioengineering, breeders that do tomatoes and cucumbers, bringing the real science in the objective of doing a super consistent crop.
Right. It was pretty difficult, I guess, to create an F1 genetic.
It takes time. It's difficult. I mean, when you have the resources, the right people, the right knowledge, breeding plants is not a difficult process. Doing it legally. And this is where it was difficult before.
Right.
If you cannot keep the same genetic material around and don't have like a big trial area where you can grow thousands and thousands of plants, it's pretty hard to release stuff that are very consistent. And some work has been done already to create the first hybrids, very good hybrids that were actually, we could call them F1. That was by Sam the Skunkman when the skunk was released. But back in the days, the market was the genetics being used around it. But the real breeding work that happened to those genetics that created those those 80s kind of weed which were really fluffy and where everything was so instantly everything was nuggy and smelling like denky and like skunk and everything. It's there was a shift, and the real story, not the real story, but a story that is behind this is that Sam the Skunkman actually did that breeding and brought hybrids here on the market because he had access to professional and he had license and he was doing this for pharmaceutical purpose.
Right.
So that's how you can get to this work. If you don't have the resources to do it, it's really hard. I mean, you can have 20 basements, but man, you need a full team of 20 people working for you. You need so much space, and
it needs to be industrialized.
Yeah, it needs to be professionalized.
Right,
industrialized, it's like beer. Beer can be industrialized and can still be crafted. I believe in the craft cannabis. I'm a very strong holder of craft cannabis, which means people are connected to their plants in terms of they know what they're doing, they see all their plants every day, they take decisions by themselves, not everything is automated, and there is still a little bit of heart in it. In small batches, not 1 ton batches done in big structure. Those ones, they tend to be, in my opinion, lower grade. Some people that can do big scale at high quality, this is the right people. So no, but to come back to the F1 hybrids, the first one we released are in automatic now, and I was not a big believer of automatic because automatic plants were always weaker, growing really very sensitive. So it was a real risk to take consistent plants and bring the automatic gene in it to provide people that want to grow outside, that want to grow with longer hours of exposure because their light is not powerful enough and they want to reach high DLI. That is kind of the key place. Even in tropical area where everything is in 12-12, you can grow those plants to their max potential. You know, it's automatics is a really good aspect that I didn't really see before, but that is actually very suitable at the end, you know. If tomorrow you tell me, Max, you don't need to keep your mothers, everything will be consistent in seed. You can smoke that good tasting pineapple or that good tasting lavender or that good tasting hazy or that good amnesia locked in. You grow 5 seeds, it's going to be exactly the same. Then I'm going to start stopping keeping mothers, man, because it's such a hassle.
It's such a hassle, yeah.
When you have a production cannabis company, having mothers doing clone and sending them to veg and flower room costs you between 10 to 15% of your whole cost expenditure. If you remove that, you're like, poof.
Right.
What do you think the tomato user are using clones or seeds?
Seeds,
yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, at the end of the day, when you think about the seed is the best packaging ever.
Right, true.
It's been engineered by Mother Nature for years, so I'm a big seed believer. But I still have my mother at homes because we haven't put yet every taste locked in. As this will be in a few years, and it's coming. You know, we're working with terpene where it's totally locked in. You can smell, you know, this is this one.
Yeah.
Right now we have great terpenes like mixed of blue dream, amnesias, and everything. It smells very attractive, but it's very broad. But first thing goes like morphology, flowering time, THC consistency, and all those traits need to be locked in. So every year we do a new traits, and the people behind it working really hard on it. And that is done in USA actually.
In the
USA, because in USA you can, 6 years ago you could acquire a license to grow it in this purpose. But it's been released only last year.
All right.
And the work that you see that we have now, we have more coming. Like I've got the chance to see the results of the plants, that the new genetics that are coming. Because whenever you do F1 hybrids, the parental lines that work together, you don't know until you've tried. Making homozygous strain, like a homozygous genetics that you've self-bred 5-6 times to keep the traits you wanted, so we call them homozygous. They don't all work with each other, so you need to find the right combination, and when the combination, it needs to go at a good output. So you know, even the prediction is not 100% sure. You know where you're doing, the more you're doing it, but yeah, it's still like you still need validation of Mother Nature in it,
right?
Because those are not GMO. They're nothing being like, this is just professional breeding.
Yeah, GMO was a big topic here too a few years back.
I mean, you got CRISPR-Cas9 now.
Right.
It's very easy to acquire. People are already dropping information about how to do it. Like, I'm a pro-science person, but I think I wouldn't do it. I respect people that want to do it. I just hope they make sure it's locked in. You know, those cannot be reproduced. They're sterile. Because GMO is not bad, you know, penicillin and many things has been like done through GMO, you know, so you cannot blame GMO and say it's bad because it has solved so many issues. But does cannabis need to be GMO? That's a point, you know.
Sure.
Is there things we cannot do by professional breeding that GMO could solve? We just started but I mean, you know, like, in my opinion, it's the new era is coming. There is other companies doing F1 hybrids, you know. It's in USA there is other companies doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are not the only one in the race, but we're pretty proud of our results, and we're always checking.
You're the most known, definitely in Europe for it.
Yeah, for sure. Even out there in USA, we're very well known now. It's been a couple of years with you in USA. Basically, you got the hemp bill farm that was released and say, okay, seeds are legal. But that was a long time ago. So seeds was kind of going around and everything, but ROYALQUEENSEEDS is very careful about what they do. And they only stepped in USA 2.5 years ago when they had the green light of the some things with the governments that were sure that people were selling seeds and that was legal. So we went out there and distribution base, and we also have local breeding out there, which is easy for us. And we started distributing just from a website. And every state now on there is like accepting the fact of seeing seeds in a grow shop. But that is very new for them because seeds were not sure to be legal back before, you know.
Right.
But the seeds were legal with the Farm Bill, and Royal Queen Seeds were straight out there, you know, put all the resources. It takes time from a European company to go to in
Definitely.
USA and do things right by the law, because RQS is a very by the law company, you know. And that's also what helps this company to still go through times. It's a very serious business, and there is nothing like no plants growing without a license.
Right. We need to professionalize the industry.
Because you can now, you know. I'm not saying that people growing plants before it was legal are losers or they shouldn't do it. No, you know, that's, I respect that. And of course I was one of the person growing cannabis before it was legal. But as a professional company that want to stay in time and that want, you know, give something to the cannabis community, which is like consistent genetic, you know. Because I'm so sad. I've smoked things that I don't know if I'm not gonna smoke it again, but I haven't smoked it again. What a frustration, man.
Yeah, true.
I've lost mothers that, you know, and now we've got in vitro and everything, but hey, it costs so much in vitro. You know, for one plant, you're growing one strain that you like, you don't want to lose it. Are you gonna send it to an in vitro lab? That stuff costs still 800 euros a year, because and without replica, so
it doesn't make sense for every institution or
plus the, you know, and the trends is like moving all the times. You need new genetics, so the mothers that you prepare, you need to store them somewhere because you don't want to, you know, it was a good thing and it might be coming back, you know. But yeah, it's a very, very tough situation, genetics. And that's why if seeds, like I was discussing with someone that told me I popped out 27 years old seeds, and out of the 25, 3 came out.
Oh, that's a bad.
You know, it's not too bad after 25 years. You know what I mean? If you had a batch of 2,500, you would get 300 of them.
Right.
And 300 of them is good enough to find a population if it was stable, and you could keep that 25 years old genetics to reuse in your genetical program. You just need a little bag of 3,000 seeds. We take that place in a little drawer. You know, even with a 5% rate or the 1% rate germination, it's still good because it's so convenient. And there is, I don't know the studies yet, but from people that what I've told me, a seed when it's germinated properly and it grows nicely, it didn't lose any DNA, you know. A seed, if it doesn't germinate, doesn't lose, you know, its DNA.
Of its quality. Or
and like clones that you multiply, or they get like through stress periods and everything, DNA changes and you get lost.
Right, true.
So that's why I'm a more and more strong believer in seeds. Like seeds is this solution, maybe, you know. I don't know how to say it.
Well, we hope that the industry can push it so far that it's going to be a big thing for everybody to use, right? It's like the easy to use thing would be nice. That everybody gets used to it. Just
if tomorrow you fall in love with the Orion, we can ensure you that the Orion will be here again for 6-8 years, you know. And even if it's like we don't resell it, and you're like, hey guys, or we have a demand for people, it's like, bring us back the Orion, we can, you know. And we can send it to you by post, and it arrives in 48 hours in your place, and you can grow it 2 days later, you know.
Right.
So convenient. I like the idea of clones, obviously, because clones, you know, you can lock in your genetics, and you cannot find it anywhere when it's very special. So you cannot say that, oh, you know, clone will disappear now. But, you know, some people will keep clone, but if the seeds are getting more and more reliable, that's the way to go. And
people will use it,
Yeah, and hear me out. Maybe we need like super stable seeds, and we need like seeds still for fender hunt to see diversity in cannabis, you know?
Right.
I don't believe like non-F1 hybrid will disappear, you know? It's just like, it's just bringing something different. When female seeds arrived, like, people were pretty happy, you know?
It was really a good time.
Sense media, it's like people understanding that you can reverse and a female is like basic genetic, but that really made the difference. So I think like people will adopt it much easier in the next 5 years. Let's see, you know.
And
plus,
that's a good timeline, I guess.
And if at some point, you know, we can guarantee like so much consistency in the taste, because now it goes down to the taste. It's not even the flowering period. It's not even the nutrient consumption. It's not even the THC. The problem is really the taste. The problem. It's the next step. Let's put it this way, you know. And when you can just lock in that next step, man, you won the game.
Right.
You know, you've really won the game.
You can create something unique there for
yeah, and keep it forever, and everybody can experience it. You know, not just a version of something that has the same name and you don't even know. You know,
right.
Because
it's
when you
always
think
the amnesia thing, right?
Amnesia created actually this side of smell of plants actually was so strongly looked for and bred that it actually stayed. But no, amnesia is used for other things. You know, but the real amnesia, like. If you wanted to talk about the cork-cut chlorines or those things that, you know, that was so turned around for so many years that people could experience it, and then everybody agrees, yeah, this is an amnesia. And you take 90% of European that bought some flowers and they know the amnesia taste, you know. You go in USA, you make somebody smell an amnesia, they have no idea what the fuck this is, you know. It's a very different out there view, you know, and in USA it's very trendy, you know, but I mean in general. People out there, you know, the USA market is very interesting. It's very, very interesting because people are going a little bit back to roots since you can grow in your home. You know, people always grow weed. There were like big weed growers everywhere. There was less home growers. But I can tell you, since this is legal out there, like in Germany, there is a lot of people interested into starting their own growing. And that's what you see. Actually, USA is saturated of cannabis. And many people have closed, and the whole bubble has exploded already. Now it's starting just like to lay down a little bit, to be more breathing, and
it's moving through the US at the moment, right? Like there are still some states where
it's
legalized.
and I think this is fair enough. You know,
it's a
if
slow
you're
process.
Cannabis passionated, you need to move from a state and go live in the state where it's legal.
Right.
You know, it's. There is a big politic around cannabis users at the moment, and I think, you know, USA is still not federally ruled, so it's still a tricky place. Like as ROYALQUEEN, you know, one state, the other, do they change their mind or whatever? Like,
I mean, the FBI can still.
It can still raid you. On the federal level, they can still raid you and think like you're doing something. I don't think anymore since Trump, I guess, that there were no more raids. But the thing in USA, it's like if you're a little bit aware about everything, it's the lab testing. Out there, I've been buying cannabis at 40% THC. I have pictures of it, like out of a retail store. I've seen cannabis at 26.5, 28% THC. The stuff is like, it's a bowl of white.
Okay.
You know, you don't see anything green on it. And I get to see a lot of flowers that are high quality and super high amount of cannabinoids in it. And that was nowhere close to a 20, like maybe a 17, you know.
Yeah.
So there is a big like chilling lab because it's not federally ruled. So, you know, it's out there is the wow, man. Like, you know, it's like
they use a lot of hormones, I guess, and
I don't even know now. To be honest, not even. I would say more pesticide because, you know, when you start to grow at those levels and you have like start to have powder mildew and stuff like this, that might be detected. You just like spray everything very heavily and. I
mean that's a big problem in the industry in the US.
It's not traceability, and you know, every state is this. How did they enforce everything?
Most of it is grown outdoors, right? In California, is a lot outdoor growing.
There is outdoor, but I think the big producer in greenhouses, some big brand. Like if you look at the news lately, like lots of products have been recalled, and you know they're cracking down, and now you realize that basically the testing industry is in it as well, so you don't really know. In Europe, the game is in the pharmaceutical is not the same. You know, in Canada, if you look at the game is not like that. You cannot kind of cheat in Canada. You know, it's really hard to get like super high THC amount. Like you get some, but much less than what I've seen in US. Because EU tested GMP labs standard is very, very different. And like I said, above 30%, I want to see it. Think about 30%, like you need a trichrome's head. The stem is something, so the stem is always 30%, 40% of the mass of the trichromes if it's just a big bulbous trichromes with the tiny stem. So let's say 50-50. Okay, so you need to have like 50% of this, so trichromes heads just on your plants, filled with THC. There is a bit of lipid as well, so you have to remove another 20%. Dude, you would not even see anything green on it.
Right.
Like some people that are like, yeah, I've seen a 45%. You're like,
I mean, half of it would be oil.
yeah, it would be trichrome stuck on the other, you know. It's like when you do ash, when you do some sieving and you get like try to put your trichromes all together and you get this really tested, you never get above 50%, and it's ash above 70. I've never seen an ash before above 70%. Otherwise, it's not ash anymore. Like you start removing the oil, the terpenes, and it's just like becoming crystals. So yeah, it's to me
Hard reality sometimes.
Yeah, so for me, having people growing their own back home, it's actually a good thing. You know, it's like it's you want to get this, you order it, it comes down, and do your own things. You know, it's like there is nothing better than your own tomatoes in your garden. You know.
True.
Some people don't have the time for it, and I fully understand. So they should be able to go in a social club, in a dispensary, and all of that. But the right to grow at home should be maintained. Like that should be the basic right.
For sure, yeah.
And Germany is like what, 3 plants and 50 grams? They're smoking crack or what? It's like you have to grow bad plants, you know.
Yeah.
It's but hopefully these things will change. Will become adjusted.
You can have even legally, like let's say 10 clones at home.
Only? No.
I mean, basically you can have unlimited as long as you keep them really in a cloning phase.
Yeah, in vegetating phase, yeah.
Not even, it's not allowed to put it into soil, into a little bucket or whatever, into a little pot. It needs to stay in the
rock wool or in a soilless.
Right.
Oh my God, what are they?
So as long as it's in this phase, everything is good. But then when you put them into your pots, into your final pots, we talk about 3 plants, yeah. And this is still...
And you have to harvest how much from it?
50 grams.
50 grams.
That's difficult, yeah.
But that's per person, right? So if you have a family of 4, you can get to 200 grams.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, true.
See, I do my math.
That's good, yeah. But I think it's still difficult for some people to really match like the numbers there, right? Because we saw even some people who just like make 15 to 20 grams per plant or whatever, like, and you need to adjust whatever, like there a little bit. But for some home growers, it's really like a good number, I guess.
Yeah, true, on the side of your window, but it's very, not easy, but with 3 seeds, you start growing them, like I'm gonna say photo period, you start growing them in your garden at the beginning of the summer, and they grow like monsters.
Yeah,
and
you will have some issues there at the end of the summer, for sure.
I've seen like some people getting in trouble because they posted on internet, like, you know, big box with a lot of plants, so
Right.
I was like, I'm still surprised that they're hunting this like witch. You know, it's like, come on, guys, like, stop it, you know.
Yeah.
But trust me, as a European, because I'm French, so I don't live in Germany, and as a European, we're still proud of what's happening right now in Germany. It's not the whole unrolling red carpet. It's like, welcome to cannabis, guys, you know. But we are still like, man, like every French people that hear that, you know, cannabis is legal, is like, whoa, we hope it's going to be coming. And to our politics, it says something. It's like, look, Germany is kind of like everything that Germany does, France will do it 2 years later. It is always, you know, and on this we're really hoping that we're talking to our politics to make things change. So thank you to Germany. And so right now what you guys...
Danke, Karl.
Danke. Yeah. But it's me, I would rather see the glass half full than half empty, you know. I want to be realistic on the question.
Everything is better than
nothing.
than it has been in the past.
Repression never worked. And they will find out that there will be no people passing out and from overdose of THC. Have you seen anybody in a coffee shop in Netherlands for the past 20 years ODing out of the joint? No. But people just like going crazy or even like passing out of alcohol. It's pretty much every Friday night and Saturday night in the streets of every big city.
Right.
So there is a big like lie on it. You know, I'm not against alcohol, but I'd like to bring back, you know, this and. You know, it's show to the government, show to the people, show to the other generation, you know, this generation where we said, if you smoke one joint, you're gonna go crazy, you're gonna go hit some heroin later, and that's the weed of the evil and all of this. They grew up with this, man, and ask somebody that is 60, 70 years old to change anything. Just the change for them is, they won't like it. So you have to crumble the little mind.
It takes a few years to grow into
and to the cannabis, cannabis community to behave well and to do the thing as good as they can. Right. Not making black money and ending up in the news with open a brothel in it. It's important that this is like, all cannabis community need to work together,
professionally and make it big. Yeah.
Exactly, right. And for me, I'm happy. I've seen some CSC now because I was in Germany visiting some CSC that are growing F1 hybrids in terms of solution. And honestly, depending where you are in Germany, they deliver the license easy or not for you. And the texts are not exactly all the same in different part of Germany. So it's still a little bit very flexible here, from what I understand. It's not in a positive way, meaning that some people have more chance in this. But it's not on a federal point of view. There is no a set of rule exactly on how you open your social club. It's still a bit unclear some places. I know some people that are waiting for a long time. Some people that it's that they've done everything right, but the city doesn't really want to deal with the application.
Right.
But it's actually their right, as the citizen of Germany. Yeah. So it's the time that the politics adjust. They see the neighbor doing it, the other neighbor, then they're gonna apply it. They're gonna talk to the other region. Hey, how did you do it? And they're gonna start implementing it.
Right.
That's the way I see it as a total foreigners.
Yeah, no, it's on its way, and I think we are on a good way there, and we'll see what's happening next year about the second part of the legalization process.
Yeah, this Pillar 2, right?
Right.
Okay.
And it will be even more interesting for ROYALQUEENSEEDS, I guess, right? To see the full legalization of cannabis and to seek really the professional line there. ROYALQUEENSEEDS is a seed company, so we aim to give seeds to the home growers. We are here as well for the professional companies and everything, but our goal is home growers. Free the full home growers, let him grow his 10 plants in his garden, let him be with 100 grams at home, because look, in Canada they were giving medical license, you can grow 500 plants because they know some people needed to do extract, didn't have an indoor facility. Medical cannabis in Canada is very old. People could go see the doctor, they could grow plants in their house to do their own medication, and that never hurted anyone. Mm-hmm. Beside people went totally crazy with this kind of license. I was like, okay, I can grow 2,000 plants. Give me a license. I'm gonna grow 6,000 plants, and all that cash is gonna be mine. Mm-hmm. And but nobody died. No gangs, because it was just small growers, legal. So it just moves the thing. You need to show the country itself, the cannabis community needs to show, hey, look, nobody's dying out of it. Right. And you, as a grow shop, you also have a big part in it. True.
The people come here seeking education.
Right.
We are doing exactly the same. It's on. We are giving information to our public.
I think that's one of our biggest duties here, actually, to educate new growers to the plant and how it's grown and how it's done securely and safely. And that you grow a good product at the end.
Yeah, right? Some people it's a medicine. Sometimes some people it's a recreational thing.
Right.
So you're growing a product that needs to be good, and we aim to do that. And sometimes, because in the black market you're not always buying good stuff. Mm-hmm. It's and even in the general market, I think there is a lot of recall for pesticides and everything. You've seen people are cheating, so. Grow your own, it's really grow your own.
Yeah.
We want, we've done a project in Thailand where we show everyone how we grow. So you step up in a building, you see the whole production, and then it's transparency. The project is super small. People are laughing and say, oh, Quincy, look at that, you only have 100 square meters of production space. But we're a seed producer. It's we're stepping in the cannabis industry little by little, but mainly we're seed producers, and we do phenol from our seeds that you're gonna buy downstairs that you can go home with it. Mm-hmm. And we'll do some ash from it, we'll do some flowers of it so you can taste. We also have edibles out there. So we're more into not showing not showing like a vision where flowers everywhere, we're gonna sell flowers. It's more like, look, this is what we're doing, and we're doing seeds. We are Royal Queen Seeds. Ultimately, cannabis industry might go in the direction where we will need to do cannabis flowers, and we want to do it. But again, where are you gonna do it? Canada is really tough. USA is not federally legal. Spain is not a very fully regulated and transparent thing. It's supposed to be, again, a social club, so it's not a place where we would have go. But Thailand, obviously, everything was legal at once, so we were one of the first seed company arriving out there. And also, we are one of the few transparent 360 experience farm that you can find in Bangkok, because this is in the middle of Bangkok.
Right.
So, and everybody can see. You don't even need to buy something to go see how we grow our plants.
All right. I can just walk up, whatever,
100%,
and see.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Just say hello,
Yeah.
be polite, and give a smile, and you're free to come.
Oh,
They
that's
are
awesome.
just like open
That's
to public. And every Friday we're doing clone sessions, so you can see how we are doing clones. You can come back to see the plants growing.
That's nice to
you can
hear.
always ask to anyone, because it's a small family out there. So you can ask, hey, what is this strain? Who is going the pheno hunt? And it's kind of it's a good vibe. It's a great vibe. Thailand it's been a great project, and South Africa is moving a lot.
South Africa, yeah.
Yeah, we've heard more and more about that, so it's in our spectrum.
Yeah.
It's all about legality in the end. As soon as it's ready, transparent, and fully legal, this is where things happen.
Germany is making its way into the big countries of the legal weed production, right?
Yeah, that is. And you're a European country, which is like that kind of put us on a good direction.
And I really I think it's like we are the middle of Europe, kind of, right? So I think other countries will look at it and will actually learn from the process and see that it's not such a bad move, and even financially for them, maybe even a good thing to
for health public. People are getting less sick because they're buying actually quality products. People smoke cigarettes. So don't come to me and say, it's cannabis should be clean. Don't smoke pesticide, but your cannabis should be clean. That's basic. And taxes, you can tax it a little bit just to keep working. But the whole administration giving you your license, testing, they need to be paid. So that needs to be fair as well. And also very on the format of it should also allow small growers, and don't let the monopoly like Canada's, where those big LPs that they buy the distribution and the retail, and they come because they have a lot of money, they control the market. This is really tough, And I think a lot of people suffered from this strategy. So let's see, it's but that is bringing money to the state. That always, Right. The thing is, you are a conservative country, and you just need to show that conservative people in your country that cannabis is actually, it's all right. It's not like killing people. It's actually another source of recreational products like wine, like cigarettes. And, it's, and it actually can be a medicine.
Right, and I think for the most part, it's not really the people. It's more the politicians and the ruling.
Generation will change.
Yeah.
Mind are changing. It's about time, and it's like I said, it's about showing to people what's going on, because there is still a bit of freedom of speech. I think the elite that are the politics and everything. They're still influenced by the everyday society.
True.
And once somebody started it, you see pop it out. Medical cannabis 30 years ago was not something. Now it's pretty much every country.
Right, true.
Still see it and it took this time. The ball needs to roll on. But the approach of it, for me, I hope craft cannabis, people growing in small, middle scale farm, will always be protected, because those are the ones that have the know-how. It's like a small mid companies, you're not the Amazon of the grow shop, but all your team and everyone here, it's a family, right? And whenever you come here, you feel the vibe, you feel like your clients, they go back with the smile. And
well, that's what we hope.
But I can tell you, I've been there, and I see people listening. So to me, it's that protect those people, that do it with the heart and the quality in mind, and be careful with the capitalization of it.
Well, that sounds great. I think that's a good finish here. That was really a great conversation.
Thank you for the invitation, and thanks everyone.
Dann hoffe ich, habt ihr dieses wunderbare Interview genauso genossen wie wir. Hattet viel Spaß, Unterhaltung und Information aus der ganzen Sache. Wenn ihr noch ein bisschen dranbleiben wollt, dann könnt ihr euch hier rechts oben noch ein Video darüber reinziehen, wie wir Haschisch gewaschen haben. Das war eine ziemlich witzige Sache. Und hier unten ist ein Video, was im Schnitt relativ random reinrutschen wird.